Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are going to continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9. Today's text 21. Does anyone remember any main point from yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In this Yuga Dharma of this age of Kali is the only solution that one must take up to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, hearing and chanting. And also by following the instructions of the great acharyas, hamsas, parhamsas, one can be freed from all material contamination. There is no material solution to mitigate the miseries of material existence. So one has to take up devotional service, hearing and chanting, and put Krishna in the center of our life. If
Yeah.
we want to be happy, we must surrender unto Krishna. Sarva dharman parityatya mamekam sharanam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Okay, so then let's go on to text 21. Maya manasricate karmam mayam baliya
Maya manah srijati karmamayam
Karmamayam
baliya
baliya
kalena chodeta gunanumate napumsa
kalena chodita guna saha
gunanunmatena
chando mayam yat ajayar pidaso dasharam
chando
Mayam yad
madhya
ajay
pita shodacharam
samsara chakram aja kotitare vad anya.
samsara chakram
chakram jago vad
anya.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Lord, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies of the living entities through the agency of your external energy, which is agitated by time. Thus, the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties of desires to be fulfilled by the Vedic directions of Karmakand, fruitive activity, and the 16 elements. Who can get free from this entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet? If the hand of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everything, where is the question of being liberated from material engagement to spiritual blissful life? Indeed, it is a fact that Krishna is the source of everything, as we understand from Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. So Prahlāda Maharaj is saying that, um, as we say, right, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. We are not able to understand, but everything is happening under his supervision. He is the source, after all, of everything, of everyone. So we need to surrender to him if we at all want liberation. Everything is coming from Krishna. He is the supreme controller. Like, for example, we control our house. In our house, what happens, what goes where we go, what our timings will be, what we will cook, uh, everything, we control that, right? So Krishna, he's the controller of the entire material world as well as spiritual world. So what goes where, what happens is under his control. All the activities in both the spiritual and material world are certainly conducted by the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the agency of either the material or spiritual nature. So in the material world, of course, the material energy, spiritual world, spiritual energy, but the will is Krishna's will. As further confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sa characharam. Without the direction of the Supreme Lord, material nature cannot do anything. It cannot act independently. Therefore, in the beginning, the living entity wanted to enjoy the material energy, and to give the living entity all facility, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, created this material world and gave the living entity the facility to concoct different ideas and plans through the mind. So here we can see why did the Lord create the world? Why did he create
Because of
this
our
material?
desires.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
yeah, and we've
what's up?
forgotten Krishna.
Yeah, our desire to enjoy this material
Um,
energy.
yeah,
So that's why. So these facilities offered by the Lord to the living entity constitute the 16 kinds of perverted support in terms of the knowledge gathering senses, the working senses, the mind, and the 5 material elements. So 16. 5 knowledge gathering, 5 working, 5 objects of senses, and the mind is there. So becomes 16. So the wheel of repeated birth and death is created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but to direct the bewildered living entity in progress toward liberation. According to various stages of advancement, different directions are given in the Vedas. Chandomayam. If one wants to be elevated to the higher planetary systems, he may follow the Vedic directions. So, Vedas, Krishna has given everything because each and every one of us is at a different level, based on our desires. Then we may have adopted different processes. I'm sorry, for different to fulfill different desires. For example, somebody wants to go to the heavenly planets, then they will do what is mentioned in the Karmkand section of the Vedas, to do some kind of rituals or pious activities or sacrifices to worship the demigods, to go to the heavenly planets. Why? To enjoy more. Or somebody wants to go to the Brahmajyoti, then one will go according to the Gyan Kand uh, of the Vedas, trying to elevate oneself to the Brahman. Or if one actually, by some good fortune, comes across devotees, then one may take up bhakti. So, as the Lord states in Bhagavad Gita 9:25, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitrivrata Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Mat Yajino Pimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors. And those who worship me will live with me. So, if one at all wants to go to the spiritual world, then one needs to worship Krishna. The real purpose of the Vedas is to direct one back home, back to Godhead. But the living entity, not knowing the real goal of his life, wants to go sometimes here and sometimes there and do sometimes this and sometimes that. In this way, he wanders throughout the entire universe, imprisoned in various species, and thus engaging in various activities for which he must suffer the reactions. Just like a kid. The mother is telling the kid, let's go. But the kid is like, no, I still want to play. Take me to the park, take me to play to the ball area, take me to the Maniwala area, where the kid doesn't want to go home. So he's going here, there, enjoying, but he's getting tired also. He wants to go home, but he doesn't know what to do. So that happens to us. We don't understand that actually we are looking for Krishna. Our real happiness is in relation to Krishna. We can really be happy. We can really enjoy when we can connect ourselves to Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. Caitanya Caritamita Madhya Lila 19.151. The fallen conditioned living entity, trapped by the external energy, loiters in the material world. But if by good fortune he meets a bona fide representative of the Lord who gives him the seed of devotional service, and if he takes advantage of such a guru or representative of God, he receives the Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of devotional service. If he properly cultivates Krishna consciousness, he is then gradually elevated to the spiritual world. So we can see, Lord Chaitanya is saying loitering. One may say, what do you mean loiter? I work so hard, I do so much charity, so much penance, I do so much sacrifices. I want to go to the heavenly planet. And in heavenly planet, I will do a lot of pious. I will live the results of my pious life. There is so much enjoyment. Here I'm doing so much pious activity. And Lord Chaitanya is saying loitering. Loiter, like we say how, or the child is loitering in the street, like becoming faltu, like not doing what you're supposed to do. But actually, this is what we are doing, because we forget that we are not this body. We are spirit, soul, and we are thinking we are the body, and then we are doing everything to keep the body comfortable. So Lord Chaitanya is saying loitering. But if by good fortune, if we can meet a bona fide spiritual master, then by the mercy of the bona fide spiritual master, we get this Bhakti Lata Bij. And Bhakti Lata Bij, when we get it, then the proper way to take care of it, to water the seed whenever we grow a plant, then we need to water it. So the appropriate watering for this Bhakti Lata Bij is hearing and chanting. And then one can go to the spiritual world gradually, gradually. The ultimate conclusion is that one must surrender to the principles of Bhakti Yoga, for then one will gradually attain liberation. No other method of liberation from the material struggle is at all possible. We may say maybe this way to get liberation, maybe that way, but the scriptures are saying there's no other way. Krishna is saying, you surrender to me. Only then you can get out of this material world. We may try, we may say, okay, maybe somebody has not tried this process before. I'm going to create a new process by which I can get liberation. But there is no other way, because this entire material world is under the control of Krishna by the energy of Durga Devi. She listens to him. Durga. She's called Durga, right? Durg means fort. So this material world is like a fort. We can't get out of it. Only when we surrender to Krishna, we can get out. Any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna. Just
Hare
one
Krishna.
comment. I was just wondering, Shilpaji, that
Mm.
Prahlāda Maharaj heard all this knowledge in the womb.
Mm.
I was just imagining that, wow, this is like, like he heard from a pure devotee, no doubt, but inside the womb. And he's able to make these beautiful, because he gave that knowledge to the demon children previously. And now he's telling the reality in such a easy, simple words as, wow.
Yeah.
Like there's so much, like, the Garbhadan Sanskar, like it is so much value inside the womb. When you're inside your mother, there is so much to learn also.
Yeah. So true.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. That's why his teachings, we are still trying to, yeah, as you rightly said, that he's given it in such an easy manner, such a direct manner. The highest knowledge. He's made it so simple for us. Mm. Yeah. Satvam hi nitya vijitatma guna swadhamna.
Satvam hi nitya vichitta
Swadhamna.
Kalo vashikrita visrujya visarga shakti.
Kalo
Kalo
Vikrita
Vashikrita Shakti
Shakti
Chakre vrishishtam ajyeshvara shodashare.
Chakre
Chakre
Vrishtam
Vishishtam
Ajaya
Ajeshwara
Dashare.
Sodashari
Nishpidyamanam upakarsha vibho prapannam.
Nishpindamanam
Nishpidyamanam
Upakarsh
Upakarsha
Prapannam.
Vibhopapannam.
My dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to their material qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control, and you are never conquered by them. Therefore, the time element is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time, and therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet. The wheel of material miseries is also a creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is not under the control of the material energy. Rather, he is the controller of the material energy, whereas we, the living entities, are under its control. So, this is the difference between Krishna and us. We come under the control of material energy. Right now, we are under the control of material energy. But Krishna never comes under the control of material energy. Rather, she is always under his control. For if Krishna would be under the control of material energy, then material energy would be God. But she is not God. Yeah? Krishna is God. So when we give up our constitutional position, Jivera Swarubhai, Krishnera Nityadas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead creates this material energy and her influence over the conditioned soul. So it's Krishna's arrangement that we get the desire to enjoy the material energy, then we get captured by her. Therefore, he is the supreme, and only he can deliver the conditioned soul from the onslaught of material nature. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam taranti te. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita 7.14, this energy is mine, belongs to me. You want to get liberated of its clutches? And then surrender to me. Maya, the external energy, continuously imposes upon the conditioned souls the suffering of the threefold miseries of this material world. So someone will say, how mean! Why did Krishna put suffering here in the material world? Why he's put these miseries here in the material world? Comments? Why did Krishna do that?
To purify us, because we have our desires, so that we can fulfill our desires and then we can purify ourselves and we can go back to him.
Mhm. I'm sorry.
So that we are put in this material world and the sufferings are there so that we can purify and we can remember him more, because when we have sufferings we remember him more and
Mm,
then we can
yeah.
purify, we can go back to him.
Yeah, when we have suffering, we remember God. In good times, we don't want to remember Him. Our chanting, you'll see, will be really intense when some calamity is coming. Earthquake is coming, we may scream out, Krishna! Otherwise, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, we may be sleeping. I can just speak for
Mm.
myself.
Yeah, for me too.
So, yeah, so that we can go back to Krishna. That's our original home. Otherwise, we will think, okay, I'm here in this material world. Oh, it's okay, you know, but we can truly feel our bliss. We can truly feel happy only when we are in connection to Krishna. Otherwise we would just say, okay, I'll just continue to living here in the material world. No, what is there? I'm comfortable, so what? But actually we are spirit soul. The unlimited happiness that we can experience is only when we are with Krishna. And Krishna wants us to experience that happiness. He wants us to experience the love that we are capable of. Yeah. And then another thing we can also look at it, that these miseries is, we are saying that Krishna has created the miseries, but we can try to understand what are our desires actually. There's envy, there's lust, there's pride, there's greed, there's anger, there is illusion, there's madness. So, of course, when these qualities are there, there will be misery, isn't it? Where there will be love, there will be happiness, there will be peace. But where there is envy and lust and anger, then there bound to be miseries there. So we are creating this for our own self, actually. It's not that Krishna wants us to suffer. Yeah. So it's because what we have collected in our heart. Okay. So then going on. Therefore, or there were any other comments of why Krishna puts miseries here or why there are miseries in this material world? Anyone else wanted to share anything? Okay, then going on. Therefore, in the previous verse, Prahlāda Maharaj prayed to the Lord, but for your Lordship, no one can save me. So it's only Krishna who can save us. We are putting the misery on ourselves by our ignorance. And we can be rid of that misery when we can again revive our relationship with Krishna. Prahlāda Maharaj has also explained that a child's protectors, his parents, cannot save the child from the onslaught of birth and death, nor can medicine and a physician save one from death, nor can a boat or similar means of protection save a person drowning in the water, for everything is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna is the controller. So we get that lust. Material energy belongs to Krishna. We get that lust. I want to enjoy this material energy. Then, of course, with that lust, of course, we are going to get the suffering, because we are going to get greedy, we are going to get angry, then all these uncomfortable things in the heart are there, and then we are suffering. Krishna does not want us to suffer. Krishna wants always for us to be happy, to be blissful, to be peaceful. Always mother and father want the child to be always happy, always peaceful. So therefore, suffering humanity must surrender to Krishna, as Krishna himself demands in the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita 1866. Sarva dharmam parityagya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. So we are like the naughty child, We are like the naughty child up to mischief. So Krishna is saying, don't do that. You listen to me, you will suffer, You're doing this so much mischief, you will get hurt. So we are like, no, no, why should I? I want to still play the mischief. Whereas Krishna is saying, you listen to what I'm saying, give up your mischief and you come back. All of human society must take advantage of this offer and thus be saved by Krishna from the danger of being crushed by the wheel of time, the wheel of past, present, and future. Sometimes we say, oh, I wish time would stop. When it's good times, when it's happy times. If it's bad times, we say, oh, I wish it goes on quicker and quicker. So we just want it for our advantage. Anyway, but we can't stop this wheel of time. Listens to only Krishna. And this time listens to Krishna. There's, for example, the night of the Rasa Yatra. The Rasa Yatra is the Ras Leela. the night of Ras Leela, Krishna extended that one night to one day of Brahma. He made it so long. He can do it. You know, he also wanted to enjoy with the gopis. Gopis wanted to enjoy with him. So he expanded time. One day of Brahma. So the word
Hare Krishna,
Nishvidyamanam.
Krishna Shilpaji. So
Mm,
there is also this point also, no, like that the time when we
mm,
spend in serving Krishna, that is so blissful.
yeah,
That seems so blissful, right? Like when we are
yeah.
dancing in the arti and when we dance just like that for ourselves, that is not very blissful. But when we
Mm,
dance in the arti for Krishna, then that is so blissful.
yeah. Seems like we're in the
So like,
spiritual world then, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, because all the devotees are there, Krishna is there, and everyone is happy, everyone is singing and dancing. Feels you're in Golok Vrindavan. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
it's very powerful time. And like it's very, very blissful and powerful at that time. And it's so
Yeah,
happy.
yeah,
Yeah.
so happy. True.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Can you say that we are under the control of money, material energy because of lust, greed, anger, hatred?
Yes.
We do get under the control because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our original desire. Yeah.
Desire. So we
And
are under
also,
control because, yeah. Okay.
and also because of ignorance, we just read like avidya.
Yeah.
Yeah, ignorance there.
That's
Yeah.
And we
the
want
that's
to
the main
enjoy.
reason, because we are not hearing from
Mm.
Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We are probably not, chanting maybe. So the more we
Yeah.
hear, the more we chant, it's good for us.
Yeah. The more we hear, the more we chant, the more we can remove ourselves from our heart. We can remove all the lust, greed, envy, anger from our heart. And then to the degree we are hearing and chanting, to that degree we are coming under the shelter of the spiritual energy. To that degree we are being purified of the material modes and coming gradually to the spiritual energy. Yeah. Because the original desire is the lust, right? Our desire to be Krishna and our envy that why is Krishna the Supreme Lord? Why am I not the Supreme Lord? So that's why we are under this material energy.
So it's because of our desires, right?
Yes, because of our desire. Yeah,
So
that's right.
that's why they
That's
say,
right.
right? Either you choose Maya or you choose Krishna. Whom do you want?
Yeah, that's what.
Right?
That's the only choice we have actually. You know, that's that's the only choice. Choose Krishna or choose Maya. If we choose Maya, ta 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 ta. We choose Krishna, then ta ta ta, like that. So that is our free will. So again will come our desire. What do we choose? Mm. Yes. So reading on. Every living entity in the material condition is actually being crushed again and again. And to be saved from this position, one must take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we take a wrong decision and then we cry out. For example, the fan is moving. The parent is telling the child, don't put your hand, you will get hurt. The child is insisting, I don't want to listen to you, I will do what I want to do, uh, in spite of good advice. Then gets hurt. Then what the child has to do, has to listen to the parent. Okay, let me stop doing it. Then the child can be happy, no more suffering. So the word prapanam is also very significant, for unless one fully surrenders to the Supreme Lord, one cannot be saved from being crushed. A criminal is put in prison and punished by the government, but the same government, if it likes, can release the criminal from imprisoned life. Similarly, we must know conclusively that our material condition of suffering has been allotted to us by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and if we want to be saved from this suffering, we must appeal to the same controller. So Krishna, the law of karma is made by Krishna. So then one may say, why Krishna made law of karma? I should be able to do any wrong thing I want and then I shouldn't suffer. Now, how can that be? Krishna has to be fair to everyone, right? If we are doing wrong, then the other living entity is suffering. So then that is not fair to that other living entity. Same like if there is a thief stealing, then the person he has stolen from can go to the police, no? Oh, and make a report, and then the police will catch the thief because justice to be given. So thus one can be saved from this material condition by surrender to Krishna, taking Krishna's good advice. Mm. So the pure devotee, he has no karma because he's completely surrendered to Krishna. And all the activities he's doing is to please Krishna. So that's the pure devotee, of course. One who's completely surrendered. Drishta maya devi vibho khila deshnapanam
Mayede
Dhunyapanam
ayo shriyo vibhava echati yanjanoyam.
Ayodhya Vibhavo
Bhava ichati
Ittyanjanayam.
Yesmat pitu kupitahas vijrambhita bru.
Ye Asmat Pitu
Kupitahasa
Bru
Visfurijitena lulita satu tenirasta.
Vispurjitena Lulita
My dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to the higher planetary systems for a long duration of life, opulence, and enjoyment. But I have seen all of these through the activities of my father. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment. So Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, I am the eyewitness. We are saying, I want to go heavens, I want to become demigods, I want to live in the heavenly planets. But Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, I have seen through my eyes that how these demigods were so scared when my father just moved his eyebrows. And my father, who was so powerful, now you just killed him in a moment like a wasp. So within this material world, one should understand by practical experience the value of material opulence, longevity, and influence. We have actual experience that even on this planet, there have been many great politicians and military commanders like Napoleon, Hitler, Subhash Chandra Bose, and Gandhi. But as soon as their lives were finished, their popularity, influence, and everything else were finished also. Prahlāda Maharaj formally gathered the same experience by seeing the activities of Hiranyakashipu, his great father. Therefore, Prahlāda Maharaj did not give any importance to anything in this material world. He saw his father was the most powerful man in the universe, that the demigods have become his servants. Right? Hiranyakashipu became so powerful that the demigods became his servant. So he saw the utmost power, he saw the utmost wealth, opulence, and now his father is dead, in a moment killed by Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva. No one can maintain his body or material achievements forever. A Vaishnav can understand that nothing within this material world, not even that which is powerful, opulent, or influential, can endure. At any time, such things may be vanquished. And who can vanquish them? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we may be proud that I have this today or that, but we don't know how long it's going to stay with us. It is, after all, a temporary world. So The things we have is temporary too. It's everything is happening under the control of the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. Therefore, one should conclusively understand that no one is greater than the Supreme Great, since the Supreme Great demands Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Every intelligent man must agree to this proposal. One must surrender unto the Lord to be saved from the wheel of repeated birth, death, old age, and disease. So one may say, what is this? Krishna is putting suffering there. He's saying, if you don't surrender to me, you are going to suffer. So he's like a dictator. Comments? What do you all think about that?
Time,
Huh?
moment, in a moment. Time. It's
Um,
about the time. Any moment.
no,
Just
no,
his
no.
wrath.
I'm saying, Krishna is saying, you surrender unto me, and otherwise you will suffer. So that's like a dictator, no, of the material world. There's a great dictator, and the dictator says, like Hiranyakashipu, for example, he became like a great tyrant demon. You follow my orders, otherwise I'm going to, beat you or torture you or whatever. So,
He's
but
trying to
Krishna
help
is
us.
Yeah, so Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is it like written everywhere? Like Krishna is saying, like Sarvadharma Parijatya Mam Ekam Sharanam.
It is written in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text
Right?
66,
It's
where Krishna
dictated.
is saying, surrender to me. Huh?
It is dictated by Krishna himself,
Yes,
or
Krishna
oh,
himself. Krishna is
okay,
saying himself, chapter 18, text 66, surrender unto me.
okay.
I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
Hmm. So when he just tired after explaining everything and tried to convince Arjuna, so at the last chapter he said this, right?
Yes. Krishna is not
Okay.
tired, but he's giving him the supreme
Just
instruction. And by giving this instruction to Arjuna, he's telling us also that surrender to me. Otherwise, you'll continue to suffer in this material world.
like I mean not tired. Like, he was trying to convince like everything is belong to me. Everything is you are not doing.
Rat- Wait, Ratna, I'm sorry. Can you please speak a little slower? Actually, your voice is breaking. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay, okay. I will speak little slow. Yeah, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like
Yeah.
when Krishna tried Arjuna to convince, like you have to do this battle,
Uh,
and you are not doing anything. This is all like happen by my instruction or my action. So you just do your like duty. It's your duty.
uh,
There is no one your relative, no one is your like friend or dearer. So but Arjuna was still trying to like no, I am not going to do battle like that. But he was ready in I think third or fourth chapter. I forgot.
well, already
In
in the second chapter, Arjuna
yeah,
tells
so
Krishna that I'm your disciple now. Now you please,
uh-huh.
I'm a soul surrender unto you. I'm your disciple and soul surrendered unto you. Kindly instruct me.
But why in the last chapter Krishna said this like Sarvadharma Parityajya Mam
Yeah,
Ekam Nam.
yeah.
Oh.
So then
So
somebody will say, why I must surrender to Krishna? Why?
mhm. But this
Mm.
is instruction by Krishna.
Because
So
we have to go back
Yes,
home now,
Because he loves us.
back to Godhead.
yes. He
He
loves
loves
us.
Like
it's
that's
just
our
like
home.
in
Krishna,
that
right?
yes.
home.
Because that
Krishna
is our
is
Inside the
true
not,
home,
home, no?
he loves us.
yeah, because Krishna is saying out of love. He's not being like the other dictators who are speaking out of envy or lust or greed or anger. Krishna is not
Oh.
speaking out of pride. Krishna is not speaking out of illusion. You said the right word. Krishna is speaking out of love. He loves us. So that's why he's saying, come back to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Stop your mischief. Don't suffer here in the material world. You're doing mischief. That's why you're suffering. Come back to me in the spiritual world and be happy with me.
Because that is where
So
we
that's the
belong. That is our
difference.
true home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So Krishna is not like a dictator, because someone may say, oh, why I have to surrender to Krishna? Why should I please Krishna? And then what's the difference between a demon and Krishna? But demon is speaking out of his own envy, lust, pride, greed, anger, false ego. Krishna is speaking out of love. He's saying, listen to me. And he's speaking for our benefit. As you're saying, we can go to the spiritual world. So we are the greatest benefactor if we listen to Krishna.
Mhm.
We will be the greatest beneficiary. Otherwise Krishna is happy by his millions of goddesses of fortune are serving him. He has nothing to do here. But he's feels little, that, oh, why these souls are suffering here? Let them come back home. Yeah, so we can see Krishna's heart. Krishna's heart is very loving. Yeah,
And we chose to
interesting.
come here, right?
Yeah, we chose to come here. Yeah,
Chose. It's not that, yeah.
yeah, we chose.
Because
And Krishna is saying,
chose,
stop
we
your
wanted to
mischief.
be, yeah, we wanted to enjoy the way Krishna will enjoy. But he's a supreme
Yeah.
Lord.
So then one may say, but is it a crime to enjoy? I should also enjoy. So then, how do you say that? How do you explain that?
Ignorance.
You can
So,
enjoy, but the right way, right?
yeah,
Enjoy
that's
with
right.
him.
Yes, that's the only way we can enjoy, actually, is to enjoy with him. Because a thief, if he takes the thief says, I'm going to steal somebody's money and enjoy with it. Karma will come back to him, he will suffer, right? He won't actually be able to enjoy, right? So our real enjoyment is when we are with Krishna, when we can revive our loving relationship with Krishna. Because we also have a lot of love in our heart, which we have now forgotten. Now that love is deep, deep down, and on top has come all this envy and pride and ignorance and lust, and all these things have come. We simply have to revive our love for Krishna and enjoy together with Krishna. Yes, thank you.
Can we say that material energy is hatred and jealousy and greed? No, we can't term that, right?
No,
Material
no, we,
energy, that.
no,
No,
we cannot. No, she is
cannot,
Krishna's
right?
servant.
It's
No,
So we
yeah,
can't say that.
no, we can't. No way. He says, Devi Esha Gunamai.
Yeah,
This
that
divine
energy
energy of mine, he's saying.
is divine. Yeah.
Yeah. Under
So
her influence, because of our ignorance, we get covered by this lust, and it's all our desire.
exactly.
Yeah,
So we
because of
can't
our
tell it. We can't
lust.
say that. Yeah, okay.
No, then then we are shifting the responsibility to her instead of us.
Exactly. Sometimes
Then
I
we are
feel
like, oh,
that,
no,
yeah,
no, then we
yeah, because
shift
you
the
see, right?
responsibility. Huh?
Right. Because like we are saying, no, either you choose Maya or you
Exactly.
choose this. Oh, but then we
Uh,
can't say that, oh, Maya, you are full of, you are the last.
Yeah. See, then because we are very good to shift our
We
responsibility,
are
our
very
blame to
right.
others.
Our blame to
Where
others. Yeah.
so we have to take responsibility. It's
Yeah.
my desire. Because of what I have
Exactly.
done, I am here in this position. Maya
Yeah.
Devi, she is a faithful servant of Krishna, you know. So yeah, so it's our responsibility
So
after all,
then
our
Yog
desire.
Maya is the one when we how do we term between Maya, Mahamaya and
So
Yog Maya?
okay, so then from Krishna's point of view is one energy, right? is
Right.
one energy. Now, when we want to forget Krishna, this same energy helps us forget him. And she becomes Mahamaya. She covers him from our vision.
Right.
Like a cloud. Cloud is covering the sun for us. And when we want to remember Krishna, when we choose Krishna, the same Maya helps us to come next closer to Krishna. So she becomes Yoga Maya. Because the original Maya is Yoga Maya actually. Original energy is spiritual energy. Only when we want to forget Krishna, she does this work of helping us forget him. And when we want to choose to remember Krishna, she helps us to remember him then. So becomes Yoga Maya. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, you see, it all comes to our desire then. Because we are choosing, we want Krishna or we choose to forget Krishna. Choose Krishna, Yoga Maya. We choose to forget Krishna, Mahamaya. Then because of our own lust, because of lust, if it is fulfilled, we get greedy. If not fulfilled, we get angry. Then we get prideful. And then we get illusion, right? Mad. We become mad, forgetting our identity. And we in illusion then. Is that okay? Yep. I'm not sure if you're able to hear me actually.
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Okay.
Yeah, very clearly.
Okay. So yeah, Yoga Maya, she becomes Mahamaya when we want to forget Krishna. The Krishna says, no, in the Bhagavad Gita, that what he says, that from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Smritir Jnanam Apohanam cha. Vede Sarvasya chaham Hridi Sanivishta. Smritir Jnanam Apohanam cha. Yeah, that I am in everyone's heart. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. We want to remember Krishna. He makes arrangements for us to remember him. We want to forget Krishna. He makes arrangements to help us forget him. Okay, so we'll stop here for today. That's all
Yes.
right. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prahlāda Maharaj ki jai, Srila
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai,
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna. Thank you all.